Choosing the metrics and visualizations you put into a report gets a lot easier when you start seeing it as an exercise in communication. So me and my cat Gummy, who has just fallen asleep in my hood, you can probably hear him purring, are going to talk a little bit about how to do that and show you some live examples. So let's just jump right into it, right? Let's talk about it. So I've talked a lot in my videos and streams about the idea of a narrative pyramid, which is to say, let's start with the simplest thing. How do we boil this down to one sentence? And then let's start building that out and getting deeper and deeper and deeper and building the foundation. So most basic thing we can have here is we have 52.1K in sales this month. Simple, clear, direct, everybody understands it. That's great communication in many ways. But we have to ask ourselves, what's the first question somebody's going to ask about this? Well, they might ask, well, we have that many sales this month, but are we actually profitable? Okay, well, what can we add to this? Well, our profit this month was 9K. We have a little more information here. Those sales now are in context. They make a little more sense to us, right? That's awesome. But if we know our audience, we know they're probably going to ask something along the lines of, is this higher or lower than usual? How does this stack up against our performance over the last year? So then we get a little bit deeper. What do we say here to show it over the last year? The simple answer that most people would use in Excel is to just make a table. Month over month, what's our sales, what's our profit? There you go, there it is. And that's useful, but it's a little hard to interpret. You can go through month by month and you can kind of understand that it's higher here, lower here, but you're kind of having to do a little math in the back of your head to figure out how much higher, how much lower, all that kind of stuff. So this might not necessarily be useful by itself, but what it does is it gives us the guidelines we need to start picking out our visualizations. But before we do that, I think there's some important contextual information we need to add here. What product category is this? What region are we looking at? Now, these types of questions are going to be different in each organization, but no matter how things are structured, you just need to ask yourself, where does this fit into how the business operates, right? Whatever it is in your organization, this is the time to start asking about it. So now when we take that information and we look at our visualizations, it all starts to make a little bit more sense. First, we're asking this contextual question. Where are we looking right now? We've used a GeoChart for that. In this case, we also have a slicer at the bottom that lets us literally see it selected. We then immediately answer the question about what product category we're looking at. Technology product category. We have the contextual info we need now. We're following up with the simplest, most basic level of metric. What are our sales and what are our profit in the period we're looking at? In this case, we might want to add a label for the fact that it's monthly, but you get the point. Next, we're answering this question about time series. How is it over time? How much higher or lower are we than usual by just plotting them over time? And when we stack all that together, we're starting to communicate a message to our audience. We're giving them the info they need to understand this on a slightly deeper level. And that is what the exercise of choosing visualizations and metrics is all about. Start with the verbal language, then move into the visuals and the metrics. And you're going to do a much better job communicating effectively with your audience. All right, I hope that helps everyone. Me and Gummy here say bye. Have a good one, and we'll be back soon with more.